Well, hey, friends, welcome to the Business Lounge podcast. I am your host, Jess Cassity, and today we have a special guest here with us, Kariza, who is an OBM and systemization specialist. She is an OBM, is an online business manager, and she has the hearts and the wits to help women coaches and online service providers scale their businesses by managing their systems, operations, launches, and marketing. She has been in the business for more than 9 years and continues to learn about this industry and adapt as it changes over time, as we all know that it does. So let's get right into it. Hey there, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you today.
Hi, Jess. It's so nice to finally meet you and have this podcast interview with you. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. We're so excited to talk about today's topics. I don't think that everybody really understands what an OBM is. So can you give us a little history about, how you got started and what an online business manager is?
Yeah, so it's a really long story. I started as a general VA and then transitioned into a tech VA and social media manager because that's mostly what my clients are looking for. That's the support that they usually look for. And then during the time that I am being a tech VA, I did a lots of support when it comes to launches, to systems and all. And then one day, like someone told me, a friend of mine told me that, what you're doing with your current clients right now are really like a project manager or an OBM, which is really a great offer or like uh it's a vast of a lot of stuff that you can help CEO, especially coaches, agencies, and service providers. So that's the history on it. So if you want to know, if you're not familiar with an OBM, it's basically like a project manager wherein I'm working one-on-one with the CEO. I'm helping them with the strategy wise, with their launches, with their product suites, with everything in between in their business. So like you can call me like her like right hand woman wherein I'm like a co-CEO wherein I she can trust me. I give suggestion to her. Like for example, I think we need to offer this kind of offer. We need to tweak your launch like that. So that's the role of OBM is to really um help the CEO when it comes to strategy in the team management, in the launches, in the marketing, and in the overall business. So I
Mhm.
hope that explains well.
So it's probably pretty customized for each person, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I does this go off of if somebody wants to work with you, is it based off of hours or by project, or does that vary as well, depending what their needs are?
Yeah, it's usually depends on what your needs are because sometimes clients will reach out to me saying, I need this. But in reality, they only need like a project management setup. They only need a CRM setup. But if we're going to talk about the OBM, a retainer, it's a monthly base, but it is on a we have that fixed hours per month. So for example, my standard OBM retainer starts at 20 hours per month. So it depends on what the CEO needs because sometimes there are CEO that the standard is fine with them, the 20 hours, but there are certain times that they need more hours because for example, they have lunches coming in, they need more support. So yeah, it really depends. It's really customizable.
Yeah, I'm sure that it would depend, if they're, scheduling a launch, next month or a launch in six
Yeah.
months and, how long they need to work and, what all goes
Yeah.
into it. As we all know, online businesses can really include a lot of different things. So I
Yeah.
love that you said, you're the right hand woman. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. All business owner really need someone to help them, like a right hand in their business.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So, when do you think would be a good time for somebody to reach out? to, somebody who offers OBM services, or I know you also, offer other packages as well that might not need full service OBM. So
Yeah.
what does, that look like? When should somebody reach out that they need help?
Well, they need to reach out an OBM if they're really scaling their business, or they feel like uh they're like there's a chaos and they're in the back end, but they've been onboarding clients, they've been hitting their six-figure months,
Mhm.
five-figure months. It always depends, because basically it really lies on if they feel like they really need someone to really help them when it comes to team management, to their offers, to their strategy and all. But basically, when they're scaling, and also before they scale, because you can scale, you can accept clients, but there's no proper systems, proper
Yeah.
operations in the back end of your business.
Yeah, because I mean, you mentioned chaos, and I think that that's, almost every day, all the time when you have a business, right?
Yeah,
But I can totally see somebody, wanting to bring you in before they have a lot of current clients too, to make sure that their
yeah,
systems and the processes are all
yeah.
set up correct, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because as I said, you can't really onboard lots of clients without systems in your business, because that will be really chaos.
Yeah, and it probably helps you too to be able to go in the beginning instead of have to go in and
Yeah,
clean up later.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you mentioned, helping to onboard clients and stuff. What does that, process typically look like? I know that that probably varies from, client to client and stuff.
Yeah, it actually depends on the niche. Like, for example, if you're a coach, it's going to be different if you're like a brand or and website designer. But typically, the onboarding part is as as I mean, as soon as the client pays you, what will they receive? Will they receive a welcome email? Will they receive like a course platform login password and so on? Because typically, if you don't have that kind of onboarding process, well,
Mhm.
someone enrolled with your course, but they will reach out to you that, hey, I already paid the course. Where can I access the course, like that? So we don't want that happening in the back end of your business, because it's not a good experience, especially for your new clients.
Yeah, people want access to what they paid for right away, right?
Yeah. It's hard when someone reach out to you asking for where's the access, where's this and all. And alongside with that kind of client onboarding, there's also some onboarding wherein part of our onboarding process is, for example, looking for a welcome gift and send it to their client so they have like a good client experience. So something like that. It's basically the client onboarding process that is really ideal and a dream for all of the CEO.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Got to make sure that you
Yeah.
have are taking care of the clients, right? The clients of the
Yeah.
client. Um,
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about launches and how you can help with launch support.
Yeah. So typically I help clients with launches when it comes to strategy and also the implementation. So more on strategy, implementation, and up to the post launch, we're in reviewing all the stuffs in there. So basically, like for example, I've been helping a client when it comes, we always have this live challenge launch wherein we have 5 days challenge week for her ideal clients, and I typically help her when it comes to setting up all of the tech platforms, double checking the checkout pages, the email platform, the email sequences, etc. So that I usually help clients when it comes to launches. So it's basically from the really planning on the strategy itself, on the execution, on the tech platforms, and up to the post launch, which is we're going to review all the data that we had, how many signed in to the course, how many declined, how many how many are people who's clicking on the email sequences and all. So something like that, all of the data. So it's a great way when it comes to post launch, because you'll know what we're going to do on the next launch. What do we need to improve? What do we need to focus on? So something like that. What I usually help clients when it comes to launches.
Yes, amazing. I love that. Everybody needs that help, I'm sure. Um,
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about what if somebody is, let's say, a coach and they are feeling overwhelmed, the chaos,
Yeah.
like you mentioned,
Yeah.
but they're not bringing in the clients or the income that they want. Is it a good time to bring somebody in to help kind of strategize what direction they should go in and focus on getting those leads, or do you provide any assistance with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because as I said, OBM can help when it comes to strategy. So maybe you're having you had, like, for example, a launch that didn't really sell well. So that's a major touch point. What do we need to focus on? What do we need to offer? So for example, we can offer a low ticket offer, so you have like a monthly recurring revenue. We can also offer like a membership type. So something like that. That's
Mhm.
how that's how OBM can help CEO when it comes to having that income. So the OBM are really also helping with the strategy as well as the marketing touch point. So sometimes I tell clients that maybe you need to show up consistently more on social media. Let's build an email list or something like that. OBM can help with that.
And I really love the fact too, if you can talk a little bit about how, a lot of OBMs, they're really hands-on, like they help, like they typically will go and do some of the stuff and not just tell you exactly what you need to go do. So I really love that it's kind of a together hands-on. Can you talk a little bit about how OBMs can like help together, like they do, some of the work too, like some done for you stuff, and it's not just telling you how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so typically, what we do is that, for example, when setting up systems, so we're going to talk to the CEO that we need to set up the Dubsado for your contracts, for your invoices. So, I will be the one doing it alone. So what I typically do is that I usually have a VA under the CEO, or if I have a VA, if it's on the contract and all. So what I usually tell the VA to do is all the admin or all of the time consuming tasks. But more on the systems, the automations, the tech issues, I usually handle that as well because it needs really just it really needs also the execution part when it comes to systems. But what we don't typically do is, for example, creating the graphics, checking all the admin and tech stuff, all the nitty gritty that can be taken care of the VA because let's be honest, OBM are more expensive when it comes to the hourly rate. So we want to really cut some expenses to the CEO, and maybe we could delegate some tasks to the VAs.
And when you're talking about VAs and stuff, is that part of your team, or does the CEOs usually have their own VAs as well?
Yeah, it depends on the CEO because for me, for example, I have an OBM retainer that that the CEO needs to have her own own VA. But I also have an offer that is called an OBM and team retainer wherein I have a team with me. So it's actually perfect for, like, for example, CEO who doesn't have like a large team members or a solopreneur because I will be handling everything else.
Yeah. Okay, I love that because that really covers, everybody. They fit into
Yeah,
both of those categories. And a lot of people, especially, just starting out, it takes them a while to get to a point where they have a full team. So bringing
yeah,
somebody on that has their own team who is well trained to work with
yeah.
you and already can handle it is really nice.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things, one of the reasons why I offer the OBM and team retainer because before, when I had clients with my OBM retainer, most of their team members are not that advanced when it comes to the works that we're doing. So that's one of our problems because most of my time is having on training that training her training their VAs and all. So it's a bit the time frame wherein if I have a VA that under me that is already an expert on this field because I already trained her, it's going to be the task will be the 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 task will be done in a short period of time than on their VA that doesn't have that much experience that needs more training. So I'm going to create SOP first. I'm going to create the training first before they actually do the job itself.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have your own team, I'm sure that it makes things way easier
Yeah, yeah,
to
it's
jump
easier for both the
in.
CEO and me.
Yeah, and I'm sure most CEOs are probably too like, I don't know anything, just go for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Let's talk about, some of your other packages that you offer that are not the OBM ones. What are your other
yeah.
services?
So I have the done for you Dubsado setup and I have the done for you ClickUp setup. So basically the Dubsado is more on the CRM side and then the ClickUp is more on the project management side. But I always recommend the clients to have both, especially if they're really scaling because it's the best platform out there.
And can you talk a little bit about each of those platforms?
Yeah, so ClickUp is like a project management platform. So it is best for teams, especially if you have VAs on the team. So it is best on project management. So you'll be organized. You can add all your files in there, all the tasks, all the projects in there. There's a there's a dashboard in there, so you can share it to your clients, share it to your team members. So the good thing in ClickUp is like, for example, in one screen, you can see all of the tasks that is due today, all of the tasks that is due for this week or for this month. So there are lots of things that can be done in ClickUp. So there's also like an automation. So it is perfect, for example, for content management. So for example, if you have a content copywriter and if you have a graphic designer, so once you approve the content from the copywriter, it will be automatically designated to your graphic designer. So it depends on your workflows, but there's a lot of capabilities and automations inside ClickUp. And for the Dubsado itself, it's a CRM platform wherein you, that's a really major platform when it comes from the inquiry phase, wherein, for example, you have a lead that is interested in working with you. They can fill out the application form, you can have the call, and after that, the Dubsado can automatically follow up with the lead whenever they didn't sign up yet. So there's the in the platform, there's the proposal, there's the contract, and then there's the invoice. The good thing is that you can send a proposal, and once you agree to the proposal, contract and invoice will be automatically populated and to be sent to the client. So it's just one link. So it's the best, and really, it's a really a great platform. I hope that makes it. It's a bit long to really explain the capabilities of both platforms.
Yeah. So Dubsuado is probably used a lot for people who are service providers.
Yeah, because it has contract invoices, and the
Right.
good thing in there is in the invoices we're in, Labsara will automatically follow up to your clients.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you help people do is, set up those
Yeah,
automations and systemize,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That's a big part to help businesses thrive is to not spend so much time doing those minuscule tasks
yeah,
that are very time consuming.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
So you're working on a special freebie right now, right? That
Yeah,
you want to talk about a little bit that we're going to share the links with the audience
yeah.
and stuff later on once this goes live.
Yeah, so I have this ClickUp freebie template. So it's a free one. So it can help you especially when you're new to ClickUp. It can help you because it has like a video tutorial and the template link. And the inside of the ClickUp template is like organization or planning mode. So you can organize your goals in there. What are your goals for this for quarter one, quarter two, and so on. And there's also like a daily and weekly business tasks. So you can add all the tasks in there. You can automate it and you can have like the recurring tasks in there. So it's basically an intro to what ClickUp can do for you. So yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. Well, I'm super excited to share that with everybody. We'll share those
Yeah.
links for everybody to
Yeah.
grab. Well, thank you so much for your time with us today, Kariza. Thank you so much. We're super
Thank
excited.
yeah, thank you so much, Jess, for really inviting me and I enjoy our talk today.
Well, everybody else, make sure you subscribe and we will see you next time.